Ron Paul is going to be a keynote speaker at an anti-Semitic conference. Let me tell you about this. As reported by the Southern Poverty Law Center, Ron Paul is going to speak at a conference in Canada, which is sponsored by the Fatima Center, which is part of the radical traditionalist Catholic movement, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, perhaps the single largest group of hardcore anti-Semites in North America. Ron Paul is the keynote speaker of the week-long conference slated for September 8th to the 13th in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Now, you remember, Lewis, back in 2008, Ron Paul got into some, I guess we could call it hot water. He was certainly criticized for when the New Republic published this Angry White Man article, which was an article about the contents of some of the newsletters that were put out by Ron Paul's organization. And it talked about obsessions with conspiracies, sympathy for the right-wing militia movement, bigotry when it comes to blacks, Jews, and gays. Now, of course, Ron Paul said, okay, that was my organization. I wasn't sitting there writing these articles. I wasn't even sitting there reviewing these articles, and it really just is not representative of my views. Fair enough. But now we have him speaking at this conference called Fatima, the Path to Peace, and it is a call, according to the Fatima Center press release, to a return to sanity in the government of the world and the church, for the two cannot be separated. More evidence, not only that Ron Paul is again being linked to anti-Semitic, xenophobic, and racist views, but also yet another indication that Ron Paul is not the separation of church and state libertarian that many libertarians love about him. That is also not the case, Lewis. This entire cult of personality around Ron Paul seems to be further falling apart.
Right. I hope that the religious aspect is something that fans of his start realizing. I mean, it's a little late now, right? He's not going to be running for president again.
No, but I think the important thing is that if this continues if this is the type of context that Rand Paul is now going to be working in, that's where the effect could be. That if Ron Paul continues to be associated with groups like this, it's not going to be good for Rand Paul's political future, and he must know that.
True, you're right. But is it possible that Ron Paul just is oblivious to the fact that some of these ties he has and he's currently making are unsavory? I mean,
I really don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, the conference features a litany of people that are concerning. Robert Fiore is a self-described neo-fascist Italian politician who was convicted for conspiring to set off a bomb in a Bologna train station in 1980. And he's been described as the most extreme person who ever served in European Parliament. The president of the John Birch Society is going to be speaking, Lewis. I mean, if it is true that Ron Paul has no idea about this, then he's simply an idiot, and that would be the reason why we should be horrified by him. I mean, it's one or the other, and I don't buy it, Lewis.
Well, I mean, I don't think we've ever called him an idiot. We certainly don't think he's a stupid man, but it seems like he's making some pretty bad decisions.
Exactly. We know he's not an idiot, and therefore it's inconceivable to me that he has no idea what the associations and considerations of this conference are. That's Ron Paul. On today's bonus show, excellent story on today's bonus show. Lewis, what is on today's bonus show? Why don't you tease it for us?
Well, we've talked about fast food freakouts before, and I think the world's most insane fast food freakout has now been captured. So we'll talk about that, and an interesting aquatic discovery that will, get the evolution discussion going a bit more.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about that and much more on the bonus show. How do you get the bonus show? Very easy. davidpakman.com/membership. Sign up in seconds and listen to the bonus show and support our program. We'll be back after this.